playing the Buffalo Bills. We're both 4-5.
As it'll be the Oakland Raiders taking on the Buffalo Bills. With that, let's get up to Buffalo. Standing by a new era field, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. Excuse me. Field just outside of Buffalo, New York. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here.
I'm trying to win this game.
Last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
I need to win this game big time.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone, and no run. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. It's Josh Allen that'll be orchestrating the offense, a 6'5" quarterback from Wyoming.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have a perfect game.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The coverage that time excellent. Awesome. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Throwing his Allen on 3rd. Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Maurice Hurst in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on
cover
defense.
one.
In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game,
Crucial.
they said they wanted this home crowd. They felt like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
Oh, nice.
Very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all total.
Kind of
And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over.
No, bro, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to switch with Derek Carr. I haven't really been playing good with him. We're gonna really do this right now? I'll let you play 1 game. Or 1 quarter. Okay, I don't want to do the screens, but we're doing it.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs.
Oh my God.
Incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. And the offensive starters here for the Raiders.
And they had a good win on the road last week, but they do know that they have a home game next week. So all the focus has to be.
Give me a second, bro. I played better, bro, with Brissett, to be honest with you.
Can they get a second win on the road and make going home that much sweeter? That's the intention in this ball game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. First carry for Josh Jacobs.
Oh my God, he got stuck there.
But nothing there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
That was not cool.
Look now at the Buffalo defense. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
They held them to just 13 points in the game. And truthfully, you can't expect them to play much better than that. That's excellent defense.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Now Brissett.
Oh my God, dude. Come on, Wilson.
You hear the call for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender is making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this is good.
Let's
He
go.
got just enough to clear the crossbar
70 yards.
as he drops it in from long distance. And that right there is something we've seen, I don't know, 15 times in NFL history. That will officially go down as a 60-yard field goal.
60.
And everything has to be absolutely perfect for this to have any chance. He's got to get it out low and really drive through it. And I tell you, that was one heck of a kick. One heck of a decision on the sideline to even try it as well.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
What's up, Ivan?
So after the run for no gain, 2nd and 10.
I need to win this game, I mean, in order to go to the playoffs.
From the gun,
They're still trying. Oh,
it's
God.
going to be knocked away and incomplete.
5-4, they're
Jones was the
5-4.
intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Looked like he tried it all there, tried to use some physicality, right? Tried to use some footwork, some head fakes.
I mean, we're 4 and 5,
entire
and we're
way.
4 and 5, not
Dogged
5
in
and
every
4.
step. That forced the incompletion. No separation at the end of the route.
Now throwing
Nowhere.
3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Let's go. 2nd time. No flag, Carolina.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting
The 2nd
opportunities.
time we're making him punt.
That's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
First quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, right? Number one,
Carlson just made it. A 60-yard punt. Field goal, man.
biggest goal, I think, is
That's how we got 3 points up there.
possible as you can be heading into the playoffs, so you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. On 2nd and 11 now. Brissett.
Let's go, baby.
On him and he pulls it in. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they're
Got
running routes.
fudged up. I need to find something for him, bro. I can't seem to make him break out. have some good yards.
On second down, Jacobs. And yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Play action now. Brissett. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that will wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. The kick by Carlson is good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah,
you're
but I'm
exactly
a
right
field
about
goal.
that. Not what they were hoping
But
for, but they should be happy that they have
points
on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up the first down and change our momentum?
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit, thanking them for that much space to rumble.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now they will try again on 2nd down. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 4 catches, 72 yards.
And he's number 6 in the league in receiving yards, and he plays for his team first. But he also, in the back of his mind, he's thinking, if I can get into the top 5, that might affect his bonus in his contract.
They'll flip this quickly out to Beasley. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Allen with a throw caught by Beasley. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 26. Now Gordon on 1st down. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
What's tight? Tight is right. What's tight? Tight is right. 40.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And that will be incomplete. Rookie first-rounder Jonathan Abram there to knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Well, kick by Miles. And they are on the board, trailing now at 6-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And what we learned on the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it, because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. .6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd down. Brissett. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Brissett. And that is incomplete.
And what I remember about prior to the game, their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down.
But he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that'll help set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To the air. Allen will get this one complete to Zay Jones. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run it here with Gordon. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Allen, and his throw is incomplete. Tyler Kroft, the tight end, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. It's caught. Jones. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 29-yard line.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing, and is actually beating him to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Allen. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Shit.
Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
Marr able to put this one through, and that will tie things up at 6-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the field.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down. And that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Christian Covington able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
After the sack on 1st down, Brissett, and he rifles one incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 19. Brissett. And that will be incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. A minute 55 left to go in the 1st half of play.
This is not good. I'm not playing good right now. What's going on?
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. On 2nd and 9, Allen hit.
Fumble. Oh, let's fucking go.
Deep in enemy territory, all the way at the 10-yard line.
Oh my gosh, dude.
No running backs in the backfield to help pass protect. All the receivers in their patterns. These are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Here's Jacobs. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line.
Gosh,
the Raiders going to use one of their timeouts As they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Here's Brissett. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Brissett sets to throw it. To the goal, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in this race, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The kick by Carlson is good. And they take the lead here as it's now 9-6. So not sure how they feel about that. They have golden field position to start the drive after the
we don't feel that great about that. Dude, come on.
Gold to silver, because the silver lining is they got the 3, right? You got the golden field position. They didn't take advantage of it. That has to feel like a letdown.
You always stand ready to pounce. Always. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Here's Allen to throw it. Complete to Jones. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Allen now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Josh Doxson's got it complete.
No.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Doxson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills have retaken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to send that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown, man. You're looking forward, coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Well, something to get him the ball. We'll see if they can do it. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. He's going to fire one deep. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And his guys have got it back in the closing stages of the first half. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something that feels somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Allen. So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park, where the Bills taking the lead into the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. The NFL season going to be about two-thirds complete after this weekend, so lots to get to as we check out what's going on here in Week 11.
That's embarrassing.
We'll get started out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And it's the Patriots leading that one in the second quarter. Geronimo Allison, a touchdown reception. From there, we head east to Tennessee. Check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And this one going the visitors' way, as the Texans have the lead in that one. DeAndre Hopkins, a touchdown reception. Finally, we're off to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. 2 touchdown passes for Kirk Cousins there. In the game you're watching, it was Josh Allen who was on target in that first half. His guys have the lead, as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with it. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And now this pass brought in by Brown. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A Raider first down, 17 yards. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 48-yard line. Now a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On 2nd and 10, Brissett, and finding the tight end Wilson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Brissett to throw on first. And
Gosh, that was too late.
altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up 2nd down.
A 2nd down throw for Brissett.
Damn,
a little floater there is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing.
It'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Poyer. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to see. It's the equivalent of running out the
start the drive, but that one incomplete. Back to the air on second down. It's Allen. And he finds Beasley complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 2nd and 5. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he's got some space here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On first down, Gordon. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 37-yard line. Gordon. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll run on first down. It's Gordon. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. On second down, here's Yeldon. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
They'll run it again with Yeldon. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good play. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
So after the INT, it's Allen. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Cleveland Farrell, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And nothing matters. This time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Back now in Buffalo. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the fourth quarter. On 3rd and long, it's Allen. And that is incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Well, that one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. This could be critical.
Still a one-score game. Had he hit that, it would have been 2 scores. And there's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, able to break that one up. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Brissett. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he locates Luke Wilson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. To throw, Brissett. Caught by Wilson. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
From the red zone now, Brissett. This will be caught by Brown. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And he fights his way into the end zone for the Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point.
Hey,
And that
go
touchdown ends a streak, for
was
lack
close.
of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just hadn't been able to punch it in until that point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. This one taken from the 7th. And he's It's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, four in a game.
Yeah, about the four in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And the grab by Croft. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put it up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
And he'll get it in territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They go back to Gordon here on first down. And he's got this down to the 35. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Here's Gordon. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now, we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense. Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Sets up the screen to Gordon.
No fucking way, dude.
20-yard line. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 20-yard line. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a first down in field goal range already. They go play action here on first down. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
Back to the ground now with Gordon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. To throw is Allen. And he can't
Another sack.
He's taken down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. So a big one coming now for Brett Maher. This to take the lead here in the final minute.
No,
And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. So it was a golden chance to go ahead here in the final moments, but he misses for a second time in this game.
Brandon, either one of those go, and they might be on their way to a victory. Instead, they're going to have to hold on here defensively just to force overtime.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Running the toss here to Jacobs. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now Brissett. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be caught.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Yes. Yes. We stay in the fucking playoffs.
Does the start of the 4th quarter?
They were ready.
They were definitely ready. They may or may not have done that, but they certainly played that way. The 4th quarter has belonged to them, and now the lead belongs to them as well.
10 toes down. Let's go, Hammond. We stay in the freaking. We go to wild card. If we do it, or we stay in the division.
Carlson on for the PAT. And it would appear they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory.
Let's fucking go.
So that drive, 4 plays, and it ends with an Oakland touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be fielded at the 6.
Oh my God, I missed it.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead
Shout out to Josh Jacobs.
Lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
It will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the 4th quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out.
And Tyler Wilson.
How about that?
What?
Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for the Raiders, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston and on the Texans. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Well, that is all, folks.